Hey there! Welcome back, or if you're new to the channel, welcome! This is the Pixie Art Show, and I'm Pixie. I love drawing and, rambling about random things, so that's pretty much what I do here. Today's video is one that I'm pretty excited about, as I've done these a couple of times before and really wanted to make it a series here on the channel. I'm sure you know about the Pokemon Fusion website, where you can take two Pokemon, either at random or chosen, and fuse them together to make a completely new Pokemon. Now, I've seen some amazing artwork come out of these fusions, and, well, that gave me the idea for a new type of fusion thing. I'm actually pretty surprised that I haven't come across anything done with it before, so I figured, hey, why not start doing them myself? And what that is taking a random Pokemon and fusing it together with a random Digimon, creating what I've been calling Digipokes. That's just a working name for them. I'm hoping to eventually come up with a better name, maybe, possibly, probably won't. These are super fun to do and can be incredibly challenging, especially when the Pokemon or the Digimon is, one of the more detailed or complicated ones. Usually I'll use a random generator to get what Pokemon and what Digimon I'm going to be drawing together. And that does give even more of a challenge to, come up with a new creature. Though I'm honestly a little bit afraid for the day that I get Skull Greymon, or War Greymon, or Metal War Greymon. They have so many details. But that's a bridge for later. Hopefully much later. For this fusion, however, I didn't go with random for either the Pokemon or the Digimon. I decided I wanted to use my favorite Digimon, Lopmon, and one of my favorite Pokemon, which is Mew. Lopmon and Mew are both small, they're both adorable, and I felt that they might work well together in a fusion. I have used Lopmon before, actually in the first one of these that I've done, and you can find that over on my Instagram. That time I used Glaceon as the Pokemon, mostly because one of Lopmon's attacks is Blazing Ice, which allows it to spit super cooled air, so that seemed like it might work best with the Ice-type evolution. I wasn't hugely fond of that one though, and really I think this one turned out much better, at least in my opinion it did. I kind of wish I had one, to be honest. So I've got a few ideas for these new creatures, how they act, their powers, and even how they evolve. It's almost become its own sort of story, and I'm excited to come up with more ideas as I come up with new fusions. Now back to this particular Digipoke fusion. I guess let's first go over the basics about the two characters that make up the fusion that I have called Lopmew. Clever, I know, so clever. Lopmon is a rookie-level animal-type Digimon, and is the twin of Terriermon. Its personality is a bit on the introverted side, where Terriermon is much more outgoing. Now, there isn't much known about Lopmon, and while the twins don't really seem like fighters, they are more powerful than they look. Lopmon's attacks are Tiny Twister, in which it spins its ears like a propeller. Honestly, that just sounds adorable. There's also Blazing Ice, Lop Punch, Lop Rush, Lop Balloon, Dark Rush, Spinning Slap, and Dark Twister. Dark Twister allows it to attack with a small typhoon of dark energy. So you've got some pretty decent attacks for such a small Digimon. It also has an attack called Double Typhoon, which is used with Terriermon's Terrier Tornado. Super cute names for some of these attacks, I have to say. It has several different Digivolutions. I'm not going to go into those here. I may do evolutions for this fusion in another video, but honestly, I could talk for hours on all the different forms that Lopmon can take. There's many, and especially if I get into the first Digimon movie, I could go on for ages. Now, on to Mew, the legendary Pokemon that would eventually be cloned to create Mewtwo. It is an extremely rare Pokemon that is actually thought to be extinct, as so few people have even seen it. In its few sightings, it has shown that it is intelligent, shy, playful, and even selfless. It can also make itself invisible. I'm sure that definitely helps with keeping sightings low and rare. You can't really see something that's invisible, obviously. It can also travel by flight and even underwater, and can create colored orbs as a sort of shield for protection. So basically, it encases itself in like a small orb of light. Mew is thought to have the DNA of all Pokemon, which is kind of amazing, and this allows it to learn and use pretty much any attack. So, Mew is a Psychic type Pokemon, and some of its attacks include Psychic, Ancient Power, and Life Dew. Now, of course, again, there are many different attacks that it could potentially have. So, now that we know a little bit about Lopmon and a little bit about Mew, how exactly does the fusion of these characters work? So Digipokes are going to be very similar. Actually, they're probably going to be more similar to Digimon, mostly in that they can talk as opposed to only having one particular noise or just saying their name like Pokemon. They, of course, will evolve, though unlike Pokemon, these evolutions will not be permanent. Mostly because of the Digimon Digivolutions, they are rather large creatures. I mean, yeah, there are some pretty big Pokemon. You've got Lapras, you've got Charizard, but most of the evolutions tend to range between small and medium sizes, as opposed to, say, Agumon becoming Greymon, or Biomon becoming Birdramon. I mean, those are massive Digimon. So for the most part, the evolutions will still require a Digivice, but I'm thinking that there will have to be some sort of like stone or something, similar to what's needed to evolve most Pokemon, to get certain evolutions for each Digipoke. I haven't quite ironed out all the details on that yet. I'm sure that'll come with time. So they will go back to their original form after evolving. And then you'll have to probably find like another stone to get them to evolve again. However, that's going to work. There will also be no need for Pokeballs, as the trainers and partners for those characters will be paired with them, much like the Digidestined, instead of, going around trying to catch them all. The Digivice will, however, act as a sort of Pokedex, and it will keep track of all the different Digipokes that you come in contact with. So it will like scan the creature and tell you all of its stats and all of its details and stuff. So, Lopmew is the twin of Terrier Mew, and I might actually do a video of Terrier Mew at some point as well. And these twins are both extremely close. It is rare to see them in the wild, though you would probably have a better chance at seeing the less shy Terriermon. Lopmew is shy and skittish, and it prefers to stay hidden from most humans and even other Digipokes. It doesn't talk much. It prefers to stay silent, though when it becomes comfortable with someone, it can become quite talkative. Despite its shy nature, it can be quite playful, and it even enjoys playing harmless pranks on people, usually by turning invisible and then reappearing suddenly in front of them. Though it does feel bad if it scares them too much, and it can cause itself to cry. Lopmew is a psychic type animal Digipoke with the Data attribute. It can use a variety of psychic type attacks, and also uses its ears to create tornadoes by spinning them like propellers. So it can use Lopmon's tiny twister attack. It will also use its ability to turn invisible quite often, usually when it feels threatened or is being particularly shy. For instance, if it is your partner and you introduce it to your friend, Lopmew will probably turn invisible for a moment. It is quite curious in nature and enjoys observing people and other Digipokes as they go about their days, though it rarely ever gets too close, and people who have been watched by Lopmew have mentioned the feeling of being watched by something unseen, Though they aren't ever creeped out by this feeling, mostly they're just left wondering what it is that they just encountered. So it's much less it's not so much being watched by some creepy person on the bus, more like just being examined by a curious character. When Lapmon does find a human partner, it is fiercely loyal and fiercely protective of its partner. It becomes much less shy with the partner, but again can be overwhelmed sometimes. And it will cry if it feels that it can't do something it thinks it should be able to do. Lapmew enjoys traveling and exploring new places, especially when it gets to enjoy these things with Terrier Mew or its human partner. It also loves to learn new things and sharing new experiences with its partner and its twin. It also thoroughly enjoys bedtime stories. Lapmew does have a possibility, however, to become infected by a virus. Much like what happened to Lapmon's prior form Kokomon in the Digimon movie. I'm sure you all remember that movie. It came out early 2000s, I think. One of my all-time favorite movies ever. The virus turns Lapmew into a dark or evil version of itself. Dark Lapmew is still a psychic-type animal, but now its attribute is virus instead of data. It's not shy, nor is it playful like its normal version, though it does still enjoy playing pranks on others. These pranks are much more mean-spirited, however, and can often end in injuries for the victim. So you don't want to come across Dark Lapmew. You really don't. It uses dark energy in its attacks, and can even use mind control type attacks to make other Digipokes fight for it. Much like the data attribute Lapmon, it doesn't talk much. It actually prefers to hide from people and giggle eerily to freak them out and scare them to death. Well, not to death, but it likes to scare them. So imagine going through a haunted house and hearing a small child giggle behind you. Terrifying. It likes to find supposedly haunted areas and pretends to be the ghost of that place to scare anyone who comes near it and send them running in terror, usually screaming, and in need of a new pair of pants. It's kind of a bully. It's very much a bully. It's a mean Digipoke. It's very rare for Lapmew to become a virus, though, thankfully. And the virus can be cured, turning Lapmew back to its data attribute. Now, I'm not entirely certain how that works yet. I haven't quite come up with that, so no idea how it actually works, but that's a thing it can do. So that is the Digimon Pokemon Fusion Lapmew, an adorable little creature that I'm kind of sad doesn't actually exist. I would very much like this as a friend. Please be my friend. Really though, there's actually a lot of Digimon and a lot of Pokemon that I wish existed. And I would say that's just me, but no, I'm pretty sure that's not just me. I'm sure lots of people would like a Pikachu or an Eevee or a Charizard or a Gabumon. They're great little creatures. I love them. Though this is definitely one of my favorites of these that I've done, at least so far. Though I will probably be doing, I do kind of want to do some evolutions for this guy. I know Mew itself doesn't evolve. However, so if I do, say, Wendigomon or Cherubimon or some of the other Digivolutions for Lapmon, they will have aspects of Mew in them, possibly even Mewtwo. And I am looking forward to doing more of these for upcoming videos. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I did decide to experiment a little with this drawing. As you could see, mostly in the line arts, I decided to use colors instead of straight black. I like how it turned out, but I think for these, it might probably be better to do the line art in black instead. Gives it a more cartoonish look, and of course, Pokemon and Digimon do have the black outline for their line art, so... But I mean, that's alright. Art is all about trying different things, experimenting, and I'm still figuring out how exactly I want to do my digital art. I do also want to, again, at some point draw possible evolutions for Latmon and even other Digipokes that I come up with. I won't do that exclusively for the next videos in this series. Instead, of course, I'll spread them out. I don't want to do just one type of character for all of these videos. That will get boring, I'm sure. So I'll definitely be giving you a variety of different Digipokes. So what do you think of this fusion idea? Are there any Digimon and Pokemon you'd like to see fused together? And what's your favorite Digimon? Or what's your favorite Pokemon? Let me know down in the comments. And I mean, there are so many different Pokemon and Digimon. At this point, I don't even think I know half of them. I mean, they keep adding more and more every year, it seems. We're up to what, 500 Pokemon now? So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to give it a like if you did, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe, and even share the video with your friends if you think they might enjoy it too. Hopefully I'll eventually get onto a proper uploading schedule, and yeah, stick around, see what else I come up with. Even I don't know what's coming next. As always, you can follow me on Twitter at PixieArt, spelled the same as my channel, and on Instagram at ThatCrazyShortGirl. I couldn't use a star in Pixie, so I had to leave my Instagram as that. So until next time, take care, stay safe, and stay awesome. Bye!